Imagine one day waking up and not being able to see if that cute guy you have been crushing on sent you a text, or to not to be able to check on your timeline on Facebook, or to see everyone is tweeting about, or to be able to beat that next level on Candy Crush. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's what it was like before, dare I say it, the cell phone or the smartphone. Who here owns a cell phone, or better yet, a smartphone? I bought my first cell phone in 1998, and it has been stuck to my hip ever since, and I have always wondered how the whole smartphone phenomenon came about. I'm here today to inform you all on the evolution of the smartphone. We will discuss the history of the original cell phone, the benefits of owning a smartphone, and the impact that the smartphone has had on the social interaction of today's society. The very first cellular phone call was made on April 3rd, 1973 by Dr. Martin Cooper. According to Cora Colin of the QRreaders.net, Dr. Cooper made his phone call using the Dynatac 8000 from a busy New York City street to an AT&T landline. Reporters and onlookers observed as Dr. Cooper called his rival nemesis, Dr. Joel Engel, who was head of Bell Labs. The Dynatac 8000, aka the Brick, was the first handheld cell phone, weighing 2.5 pounds and measured 10 inches long. You could only talk for 20 minutes before recharging the battery for 10 hours. According to the Business Insider, Cooper wasn't concerned about the battery life, as you couldn't hold the phone for that long before your arm started to hurt. It took Cooper from 1973 to 1983 to get the patent and for it to be ready for the public's use. The Dynatac 8000 put consumers back $3,500. In 1989, the Microtac came to the market, much smaller with a flip phone design. Since then, cell phones became more advanced. In 2007, Apple released the iPhone with the touchscreen. Since then, cell phones have become a thing from the past and smartphones a thing of the future. Now that you know a little bit about the history, let's talk about the benefits of owning a smartphone. The biggest benefit of all is that you never get out of touch. For example, if there was an emergency or if you won $10 million, you'd want to know, right? In addition to phone calls, text messaging, you can communicate through email, instant messaging, and chat. You can keep in touch with social networking such as Facebook and Twitter. Not only do you have more ways to communicate, but you can do it much more quickly and you can transfer much larger volumes of data than you could with a regular phone. According to QR Readers, a smartphone allows you to access thousands of apps, and they make apps for just about everything you can think of. If you get lost, for example, who needs a map? All you have to do is ask Siri and she'll get you home. Technology sure has come a long way since the first cellular phone call in 1973. With that being said, let's talk about how smartphones have impacted social interaction. Have you ever gone to a restaurant and have seen people sit at the table, but instead of having a conversation with one another, they're all staring at the screen on their cell phone? Smartphones use special applications which make those who have it only interact with those who have the same phone. It's almost like an addiction. Checking Facebook every 60 seconds or playing mindless games. People become focused on the screen in front of them rather than listening to what's going on around them. Rather than speaking face to face, people are getting tagged in a photo of some sort. I am just as guilty about this bad habit as the next person. In conclusion, you have learned about the history of the cell phone, the benefits, as well as the effects of social interaction. When it comes to the smartphone, it's obvious that the benefits are huge with the smartphone. If you are mindful of who is around you and strike up a conversation with the person sitting next to you, rather than trying to beat that next level on Candy Crush, I think our society will be okay. Thanks for listening.